William, you had a very strong August. Deliveries for NIO were up 100% year on year. Can that pace of deliveries be sustained, do you think?
事实上来讲，我们7月份、8月份的 demand
In fact, demand in July and August was even stronger than actual delivery.
Wow, NIO just keeps on performing. As the S&P 500 dropped 8% from its last highs over an 18-day period, NIO has gained more than 40% in those same 18 days. This stock just scares away all the short sellers. Going up this much in a market correction requires some serious bullish sentiment, and usually with NIO it is backed up with actual events and not just pure hype. So let's go over these events and what they mean for the NIO stock, and lastly look at whether or not it is a buy at this current $30 level. If you're new here, my name is Sam and welcome to the channel. If you found this valuable, please make sure to press that like button. It would help out my channel a lot. Also subscribe if you want to see more updates on these companies. An overwhelming majority of you guys are not subscribed to the channel, so it would be awesome if we could change that. Now back to NIO. Firstly, NIO won a Chinese government contract to supply vehicles to Beijing municipal administrative institutions between 2020 and 2022. It is one of the 16 companies chosen to supply these new energy vehicles that meet the emission standards of the Beijing administrative region. As you know, China has a quite ambitious carbon emission goals of being completely carbon neutral by 2060, despite being the country with the most carbon emissions in the entire world. They will need all the help they can get, and a company like NIO is certainly great for this goal. This contract will not only lead to sales and revenue, obviously, but it will also strengthen the brand and make it so that both private customers and other businesses build enough trust for NIO that they are willing to actually go out and buy their vehicles. The second piece of great news is a big announcement regarding NIO's manufacturing. NIO's production line cranked out 5,000 vehicles for the month at the Hefei Advanced Manufacturing Center. This is the first time NIO has accomplished a monthly production of 5,000 units. This is a major milestone for the relatively small car maker, and despite being quite small in the EV market, there aren't that many companies operating in this space either. The pace of NIO's progress in achieving its strategic and investment ambitions is tracking ahead of our expectations on all fronts. We look for NIO to reinforce its pole position through superior volume scale, good spectrum of model market coverage, self-driving technologies, and diversification into power solutions, wrote Morgan Stanley analyst Tim Xiao in an optimistically sounding research note titled "A Strong EV Leader in the Making." Tim also raised the price target to $33 all the way from the earlier price target of $20.5, and went on to say that this was upgraded based on a better than expected Q3 delivery, margin upside potential, and an update of their assumptions behind NIO's vehicle and long-term take rate of net operating profit, which is obviously a very big deal for a company that has yet to turn a profit. And yes, it is self-explanatory for why it is bullish for a stock when an analyst from a big bank increases his price target for it, but what actually causes an even bigger boost is when that analyst was initially bearish on that stock, like in this case. Morgan Stanley also expects that competition in China for electric vehicles will become increasingly competitive. Many analysts already consider China to be the world's largest market for electric vehicles in general, and both due to its large population, but also due to the Chinese government's push to adopt more eco-friendly methods of transportation, as I said earlier. All of this bodes well for NIO, which only needs to capture a very small portion of the market in order to actually become a major financial success. And NIO currently has a strong backlog for its EC6 electric coupe SUV, which could be a major competitor to Tesla Model Y in the future. And honestly, the predictions of all the analysts and just Wall Street in general have made it so good for this company that it can't get much better. These sort of news mostly work as a confirmation for investors that NIO is not only talk and that they are actually doing stuff to turn their vision into reality. And looking at the stock chart of NIO, we quickly see the pattern of the stock spiking in very short time periods and then a smaller pullback when investors take profits. This makes me hesitant to want to buy more stock right now, as I already have a bunch and as I'm expecting a broader market pullback in the future. But as a diversified long-term investor, I would have no issue with wanting to put 10 to 20% of my portfolio into NIO right now. Preferably buying a couple stocks every week over a longer time period as a protection from the volatile nature of NIO. Now, I feel like I say this every time, but I want everyone to understand that it is still speculation leading to these increases in share prices. There are almost always results of investors trying to figure out the long-term consequences of all these new events, and clearly they are good for the company, but how good they are, no one will know. So if you're going to get into NIO, you better be prepared for a crazy journey of ups and downs, although with a great upside potential. As a holder of NIO myself, I am very happy to make money on the stock, but even if it goes to zero, which I think is extremely unlikely by the way, I'm not going to be bankrupt since I have a nice diverse portfolio of several different growth stocks. But when I say great upside potential, I really mean it. I would not at all be surprised to see my money go up in multiples over the next years, meaning 3x if we get to $100 and 5x if we get to $150. And with that, I want to conclude today's video. I know it's my second NIO video in a row, but I love to update you fellow investors when there are drastic things happening to a stock, both good and bad. So who knows, I might make another NIO video next week. But with that said, if you enjoyed this one, make sure to give it a like to help us reach out to more people regarding NIO, and subscribe if you want to see more similar content, and I will make sure to provide it for you. Again, there are more than 90% of you watching who are not subscribed, so if you watched all the way to the end, make sure to do so. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.